This is MJW Bigfoot reporting live from AutoZone in Elkton, Virginia. I'm just sitting here finishing my coffee. You got it. McDonald's best. Better than Wendy's and Hardee's. Wendy's is okay. Hardee's has got kind of a more heavy, dark flavor. McDonald's is right on the money for me. 7-Eleven is a little dark too. But anyway, it's a beautiful day. We got a little moisture from the sky last night. Helped the plants and the air and the breathing. The pollen will go through another cycle. It'll wash it away and then it'll come back. And you get sand in your eyes, and my cornea is really getting sore from digging and digging pollen. But I have been spending a lot of time working on cars with dirt falling my eyes too. So it's not only Mother Nature. Everything was pounding against me. Even my neighbors. I got one to the east hitting me, one to the west hitting me, another one to the west hitting me, another one to the east hitting me. And so far none to the south that bother me none. The Indians always claim that direction is for the innocent. The north is to the wisdom. And one neighbor that suggests me from to the east is also from the north. And one neighbor from me against me from the west is also from the north. So these wise men that are coming around me and coming down through me and cutting right of ways and chopping my property to pieces. I won't be able to build, put up fences without taking great care of my neighbors' right of ways running everywhere. One thing about all of this mess is really taught me a lot about directions, how to read coordinates. It's taught me the difference between true north, magnetic north, grid north, and all the other travel grid patterns and styles that the computers are coming up with. I like the military version, the UTM, where it goes down to meters instead of chains and rods like longitude and latitude was. It uses meters and clicks and stuff like that. It's really cool to me. But most of my knowledge is coming from the standard longitude, latitude, south 28 degrees, such and such. Magnetic north and with deligant corrected is the same as grid north. I've learned that. So all your norths are pretty much the same. There's a little bit of difference if you want to really be accurate as far as bombing somebody. And you choose the military grade, you're going to be pretty much on a pinpoint anyway. So, the differences between all these styles of coordinates and stuff on the Earth is very, very close. That being said, magnetic north is corrected because it always moves by deligant north. You can go to deligant.com and find that correction for that day that you're doing your work. It's always moving. It's polar caps. It dances around like the northern lights, let's say. Okay, well, we all understand that now. We're all on the same page. Now, to make things simple, a compass, not a compass, but a protractor and a compass both work on the same principle. 360 degrees. That's a complete circle. You start at the top of 0, go 360. Start at the top, 0, go 360. It doesn't matter which way you go, you're still at 360. Half of it is 180, a quarter of that is 90, eighth of that is 45, a 16th of it is 22.5, a 32nd of it is 11.25. It just keeps breaking down smaller and smaller. Minutes and seconds are your grades. When you get down to 1 degree, let's just say you're pointing straight north and you use the north as your 0. Well, 0 to east is 1 degree. So you'll have 1 degree east of north, which would be just a little bit. That's 60 minutes. If you go into 1 minute and divide it into minutes, and you go into 1 minute, you'll have 60 seconds. So it gets pretty fine. But up close, it's not accurate enough to actually bomb a building. That dot covers a pretty big sized area, so that's why the military went to UTM map styles and coordinates, because it's more accurate. You're talking about screaming along a mountain doing Mach 4, and you have to read coordinates, and somebody hollers at you, pull up, they're wrong. Then you pull up, you come back around, you're going to want the coordinates to be read to you pretty quick, because you only have so many seconds to fly around in a circle and come back at Mach 4. When you come back around and screaming that eagle down on the enemy, you want to make sure you're hitting that dot pretty much where they want it. And that's what the whole idea was, changing the scales so people can get what they want. The nautical versions and stuff are different. But anyway, back to degrees. Just say you're heading point north and you move 1 degree. That degree, if you're looking at a map, it's going to read like this. It's going to say in, and it's going to say 1 or 0, 1, and then it'll say east. Okay, now if you go 1 minute more, it's going to go to a 60th of the next degree, which is exactly 60 minutes. So it'll say 1, instead of saying 60 minutes, if it's half of that, it'll say 30. So it'll say 1, 30, and then seconds will be in that minute would be a little bit of hair past that would be 30 seconds. So your reading will say north 35, which is another half of that second. So it'll say 30, and after that, the next number will say 05. Okay, we got that. That's 1 degree, 30 seconds, and 1 degree, 30 minutes, and 5 seconds east. So you have to have 2 numbers for a measurement. Coordinates read the different coordinates. Where coordinates are is you go like on a grid, and you have like the 78th parallel and the longitude and latitude 38 and 78. And you go and you find it on the grid, and then from that corner you just add your numbers. In other words, your numbers will say 7546077. You just follow along that grid in that block and find your exact decimal to go up into that block. To the right, on the longitude, it works the same way. You'll have so many digits, and it'll give you basically point so what's the distance, and it's also separated the same way by seconds and minutes on the grid. And that gives you a pinpoint location or a coordinate, an actual coordinate. That's what that is. It's 2 long digits, and that'll give you a starting point on any map or any corner. You go within the map, you'll find the coordinate for your starting pin, and then when you find your starting pin, you'll have by protractor directions and degrees written in such a manner that you can follow them, and you can actually draw little drawings. You can find anybody's survey and go to their coordinate pin, their beginning pin, and find the coordinate and go to that pin, and you can draw a line and draw a box exactly to their meets and bounds, to their feet, inches, and the degrees for each angle of each turn. It's really simple. I can stand anywhere on the earth and I can point, I can read a coordinate. In other words, if it says south and it begins with south, all I have to do is face south, look at the degrees. How many degrees is it? Is it the full 360? It can't be, but it's going to have to be at least be less than 90, because once you go past 90, you're going all the way up to the next 45. But say it says 33, then you add 33 to 0, and you come out on your protractor from 0. You point the 0 to the south because you're heading south, and you find the degree mark away from 0, and then you mark that on the map, and then you go down once you get your pin established on from that for a certain amount of distance by scale. Say an inch could be 100 feet. Then you go and it's 500 feet. Then you go 5 inches and you find a pin, and you'll have a new reading. It'll say east 64 degrees, so many minutes and seconds. Well, you just lay your protractor point 0 at east, and then you're going the direction of the last number if it's south or north, and you'll go so many degrees according to your protractor from 0 pointing at south. As simple as that. Very, very simple. Once you get that down pat, you'll thank me. You'll understand your maps on your phone. You'll understand more about how coordinates work. The phone won't be doing all the work for you. You'll be smarter and more powerful than you ever was ever before. You'll become what I call a Jedi. God bless you and have a good day. Amen.